Is certainly better than nothing at all, but is far from drought busting. Let's take a look. There's going to be a disturbance pulling out of Louisiana and moving its way from the east backwards to the west. So by Friday, we could get nicked by a couple of those showers, hence a 20% rain chance. By Saturday, a few more, another 20% rain chance. That's also the coolest day at 100 degrees. And then Sunday, our last shot at maybe a shower or two. So cross your fingers for that. Meantime, from today's 105-degree high, tomorrow as well as Thursday, 106. Saharan Dust moves back in on Thursday and Friday, creating hazy skies. And it looks like another week at 100 or hotter. We'll be right back. Today, it wasn't just the heat, it was the fire danger that really started getting out of hand. The largest fire, thankfully, is 30% contained, which is a big improvement over earlier in the afternoon when it was at 10%. Meanwhile, the Big Sky fire in Gillespie County, 10% contained. Out in southwest Gillespie County, a nearly contained fire, the Ram fire. And in Travis County, 80% contained for the Blue Bluff fire that reflared today. That's something we've seen again over the weekend. The San Gabriel fire up in Williamson County reignited. So even these hot spots, once they're contained, still need to keep an eye out on them. And there are multiple fires across the Lone Star State. Windy weather today, windy weather tomorrow. I think the peak wind gusts tomorrow will be very comparable to today. Currently, you can see less wind in the hill country, more wind through the I-35 corridor. But in general, tomorrow, south winds turn southeast by afternoon, 10 to 20 miles per hour. And the fire danger forecast is very high in orange and high in yellow. Outdoor burning is a no-go. What to expect? Temperatures peak tomorrow and Thursday. We hit 105 today. I'm forecasting 106 the next two. Rain chances do return Friday through Sunday, but I don't look for much. Here are two different computer models. Both of them generally giving most areas about 1/10 of an inch or less, which is certainly better than nothing at all, but is far from drought busting. Let's take a look. There's going to be a disturbance pulling out of Louisiana and moving its way from the east backwards to the west. So by Friday, we could get nicked by a couple of hopefully you can hear me. Is on right now. I think you're able to hear me. If not, I apologize. Rod, what's going on? Parker, how you doing? You say it's got to stop. I know, it's so infuriating. Here's a smoke tracker. This is what we're looking at. And as you can see, it is not a good scene across much of the Lone Star State. There's a decent layer of smoke around, and all those little dots, those are fires that we have in place. Beth, hello, how are you doing? Parker says we can hear you. Fantastic. Kevin, how you doing? The boys are doing well. Thank you for asking. All right, so basically we're just watching and unfortunately having to endure the fact that the fire danger is such a big issue across central Texas, and it doesn't look like we're going to see relief until we finally see some good soaking rain, which is going to be tough to come by. Danny Smith, what's going on? Thanks for checking in. All right, so here's a look at Saharan Dust. Just to let you know, we have had a break, but we do have a plume that's going to be pulling through the Gulf of Mexico on Wednesday and making it into central Texas by Thursday. So plan on hazy skies being with us by Thursday. The downside to Saharan Dust, besides the fact that it's got like allergy issues and all that kind of thing, is that it inhibits tropical development and inhibits rain. It makes it difficult for us to see much in the way of substantial rainfall. So at the same time as I'm tracking the Saharan Dust, there's going to be at least a little disturbance that tries to develop somewhere out here in Louisiana and then pushes its way westward toward eventually Mexico. So here's the deal. With Saharan Dust, it may basically play off of the fact that even though the system might normally bring rain, it's going to limit the rain. So I'm only looking at 20% rain chances for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then once that dust clears, we're going to see another plume that develops and makes its way out through areas of the Caribbean as well as the Atlantic. So at this point, I really don't have anything substantial to offer in terms of something that's going to bring us a lot of rain. You know, typically what will break a drought For us, it's usually a flood. When do those floods happen? Oftentimes this time of year, it's from a tropical system. It just doesn't look like anything's going to happen, at least in the short term. Monty says you can smell smoke in the air. I bet. The biggest fire is 800 acres. That's the one out in Hayes County. I'll show you the fires, and we'll kind of go through them one by one in just a little moment. Sally, hello to you. Buzzy, what's going on? You say, come on, rain. I know we so desperately need it. Here's that drought update. Exceptional drought does persist in the hill country. And you know what? It's just an ugly scene no matter where you happen to be. Just incredibly dry. High temperatures for Tuesday made it to 105 at Camp Mabry, 103 at the airport. Ugh, right? And as we track rain for the month, we have not seen any. That's on the heels of the second driest month on record for July. We only had a trace of rain at Camp Mabry, so just bleak, bleak, bleak. And as you can see, yes, it's hot, it's dry, and we need some help. Kelly says the little pond by your house is so dry, all the turtles are leaving. So I've got a pond, a retention pond that normally has water in it, and every day I walk by it, and it's shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. And so a lot of the birds have started to congregate. It is such a sad thing. But yeah, I've seen more turtles as well, unfortunately. Lake levels, this is more bad news. Lake Travis sitting at 53% full, Lake Buchanan at 64% full. Both are continuing to drop. Just to let you know, a lot of times I'll get the question, well, the math doesn't seem to add up. Well, this is based on volume. So 53% full doesn't necessarily mean take half or whatever of, or you know, that the 646 is 53%. Instead, we're looking at the amount of water by volume in acre feet. So just trust me, it's bleak and it's just getting worse. Felicia, you say last time you saw rain was June 27th. Oh my goodness, that's been a long, long time. Rod could use some rain as well. All right, here's the bad news. This is the fire situation. The one near Henley in Hayes County, near the Blanco County line, actually closed portions of Highway 290. Pedernales State Park in Blanco County is currently closed because basically what's going on is the wind is fanning the flames and the fire and the smoke toward the north-northwest into portions of Blanco County. So it's going to take a while for them to get this one under control. Charles, how you doing? Thanks for checking in. So this one's called the Smoke Rider Fire, incidentally enough. 800 acres, 30% contained. But it has prompted some evacuations in portions of western Hayes County. We also have several more active fires. The Blue Bluff Fire, that's this one in eastern Travis County, and it had already become totally contained, but then it flared back up again for today, Tuesday. Meanwhile, the Ram Fire out in southwest Gillespie County, that one is almost contained. It's at 90%. And then let me go ahead and zoom in for you on the Big Sky Fire. And that one is sitting at 10% contained, and that's this one right here. Let me go ahead and zoom. It's near Eckert and south of Enchanted Rock. But that one as well is a pretty big one, 400 acres. By the way, this is not the only spot dealing with fire issues. Across the Lone Star State, multiple fires are still burning, some of them on the large side. Anything that's really, really tiny doesn't even show up on this map. This is basically from satellite imagery. NASA will scan and they'll look for hot spots. And the satellite will detect those hot spots and say, oh, that's probably a fire. So that's how we're able to see what's going on and where pretty quickly. Wind gusts, well, that's not helping. Spreading everything. 31 mile per hour gust at the airport, 31 mile per hour gust as well for Burnett. Obviously, the windier it is, the easier it is for those winds to fan the flames of any fire. So as you can see, we've got winds basically gusting up over 29 miles per hour at this hour in Austin. And the fire danger. Paul, hey, how you doing? You're very welcome. This stuff is kind of close to you, I'm sure. Fire danger forecast is not good. In fact, it's worse tomorrow on Wednesday than it was for Tuesday. Very high fire danger expected to contain the vast majority of the CBS Austin area. Again, we just need some rain. That's about the only thing that will cure this, and it's not looking terribly likely, I should say. Hector, howdy to you. Christopher, say it's dry there in the monsoon moisture targeting higher elevations. Ah, gotcha. Um, yeah, it's been so interesting. I saw the most impressive video out of Moab, um, Utah, of kind of like a burn scar where the flows of this flood water almost look like lava from a volcano. It was pretty cool looking. For us, the best rain chances will be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but only 20%. No significant relief is expected. Parker says when we come out of this, it's flooding, which isn't good either. I know. It's like we go from one end of the spectrum to the other, which is not a good thing. All right, so let's say we do get some rain. Are we getting it much? No. Is there any change to the idea that we would get much? No. Even a best case scenario for us would give us about 1/10 of an inch of rain over the next week, with probably the best chance on Saturday, but it could be Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Here's a look, next weather maker. Again, we're going to be watching basically a disturbance in the upper levels. It's going to be pulling out of Louisiana and basically from east to west. So it's going to be building back. And as it does so, it may nip areas favoring spots east of I-35 on Friday. Then on Saturday, there you go, a little bit more possible. It's going to be light and very spotty and, hit and miss. And then on Sunday, one more little chance. But what we do have going for us is we'll have a southeasterly wind coming in off of the water, which might kind of steer some of that moisture in a little bit closer. At the same time, though, that moisture is going to make it muggier as well. But if we get extra cloud cover, that could hold temperatures down just a smidge. All right, our high temperature made it to 105. To add insult to injury, we're looking at 106, I think, for Wednesday as well as Thursday. And as we track those triple digits, the all-time record is 90 back in 2011. And yep, it's in jeopardy. We are up to 53, which is 6th all time. Outside right now, you can see the wind waving that flag there in South Austin at Howdy Honda. 84 degrees the current temperature. By morning, we drop into the upper 70s. And folks in Milam County, Charles, you listening? Folks in Milam County are looking at a heat advisory. So from Rockdale, Milano, Thorndale, Cameron, all the way up north and east, heat advisories are going to be in effect for Wednesday as well as Thursday. Heat temperatures at least 103, if not hotter, dangerous conditions. It will also be breezy with winds turning from south to southeast through the day on Wednesday, which means any fires that manage to develop will quickly spread, which is not a good situation. There you go, that high temperature of 106. The record is 107 from 1923. Maybe just barely safe. Here's a look across the area. Coolest spot, Fredericksburg, 98 degrees. Everyone else, though, in the triple digits. Lindsay says, is it going to be windy tomorrow, too? It is, especially during the afternoon. Sustained winds tend to, I'm going to say 10 to 15, but some areas will probably see sustained winds as high as 20, and those gusts will be 20 to 30 miles per hour, unfortunately. All right, next 5 days, as you can see, temperatures hot, hot, hot. And even though we're still looking, I think I just couldn't bear to go 99. Even though I still think we'll be in the triple digits, we could be just barely at triple digits, right around 100 Saturday and Sunday with slightly more cloud cover and maybe those rain chances. Charles says it's already hot enough. Yep, yep. All right. We've got 2 minutes before I say all done. This is the new thing. This is the new Chicago, the one that says midnight is enough, and I don't need to be doing chats at 1 in the morning. My husband was like, really? I'm impressed. He's like, I told you so this whole time. I've been telling you, don't work so late. So here's a look in the morning. Patchy cloud cover, 70s to start off your Wednesday. By midday, already 93. By afternoon, soaring up into the triple digits area wide. Just continue to do all those heat safety precautions that I know you've become so accustomed to already. Let's hope we don't have any additional fires form because the conditions are conducive for them to rapidly spread. All right, in the tropics, ooh, I wanted to let you know this system here that's got a 60% development chance, it's actually been up to a 70% development chance. The only stuff that's going on is in the Pacific, and you may say, but what about this X here near Central America? This X is actually going to work its way westward into the Pacific. So at this point, nothing in the Atlantic basin that is going to bring us any rain relief. And all the systems that are out here are just basically fish storms where they're affecting the Pacific Ocean and not really affecting anything else. But on the Pacific side, it's actually been fairly busy all the way to the seventh named storm, Georgette. Howard and Yvette are next. But on the Atlantic side, we haven't had a single thing happen in weeks. Colin was the most recent. We're waiting. Nothing doing. It's quiet out there. All right, so I did show you again that potential for some showers to kind of back in here on Friday, maybe in on Saturday. Not everyone sees it, but anyone that does will certainly appreciate any of that welcome rainfall. Most likely areas will be closer to the coast. And then on Sunday, that last chance of rain. And we're pretty much going to be like relying on sea breeze showers, if anything at all, beyond that time frame. Okay. So you've got all the nuts and all the bolts. Now let's tie it all together with that 7-day forecast. 106 Wednesday and Thursday, the hottest days in the stretch. 102 on Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, a little bit cooler. If there's any days that will break the streak, Saturday and Sunday have the best potential. My confidence is so low that I couldn't even bear to put 99. And then Monday and Tuesday, low 100s are on tap. And I did it. I told y'all that I was going to try really hard to do this and finish up before midnight. And we have done the deed. All right, you guys, please stay safe in the heat. If you are in the areas affected by any of these wildfires, make sure you listen to authorities. If you're asked to evacuate, please do. Be safe. Avoid any of the smoke, which can cause visibility issues, and also avoid the smoke because it can cause air quality issues and make it difficult for you to breathe. And yeah, crazy stuff. Bring on the rain. We need the rain. And let me wrap things up. Oh, hey, got the big view now. Let me wrap things up with a plug to our website, CBS Austin.